Hi there everybody, this is David, and I have some weird, strange, odd news for you. It's kind of exciting, but it's kind of like, what? What is going on here? So, I'm talking 1992, Sega Genesis RPG is being re-released in today's day and age. Is it, the Phantasy Star series? Or the Shining Force series? The best games on the Sega Genesis? No! Best they got? Tracia. Yeah, and I'm here to tell you all about it, and I definitely do support the sub as you come and you join the party and you level on up with me. Thank you so much for your sub, your like, and your brand new hype. It helps me out a ton. So, this game, released in 1992, one of the worst RPGs on the Sega Genesis. It is now getting re-released, oddly enough, for the PS5, PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC on April the 24th. So it's coming out really frickin' soon. This is a game by Telenet, and they've been kind of like collecting their RPGs, collecting their games together and releasing them. Recently, they've been doing that with the Valis collection. They did that with a Cosmic Fantasy collection, and recently with Tensei no Uda. So this isn't a collection. This is just Tracia because there weren't any, sequels to it because it was just that god awful. So it does have some extra things that are being added to it. A rewind as well as a turbo function, a save state function, which is so nice for this game. You're able to save wherever you want to, thank God. There are screen filters. It says select from several screen filters to modify how the game looks, a retro style monitor, a black and white, etc. There is a cheat function. Activate cheats that will make your mission a lot easier, such as infinite lives, invulnerability, etc. I don't know why you would need to do that, because the game is kind of easy, but it's also kind of like boring, but whatever. And there's a jukebox to listen to 21 musical tracks included in the game whenever you want. Well, there's a highlight, because the music is actually kind of good, I've got to say. I played this game back whenever I was in college. I didn't have a Sega Genesis growing up. As far as my parents were concerned, everything was a Nintendo, and it didn't matter. And I remember, I had an NES, I had an SNES, I had a Game Boy, all that. But I wanted a Sega Genesis, mostly because I wanted to play Phantasy Star 4 and the Shining Force games, but especially Phantasy Star 4. I remember it was like $100 at KB Toys. It was super expensive. But anyway, I wanted a Sega Genesis, and my mother's like, well, you have a Super Nintendo, whatever, that's what you have, that's what you're getting. And I'm like, no, but it can't play Phantasy Star. You have a Nintendo, that's it, like just the end. So yeah, couldn't get a Genesis. So I played in college whenever emulation came out and all that kind of stuff, and yeah. So let's read the story synopsis. Dreaming of becoming a world-traveling adventurer, a young boy named Roy left his hometown. Having known neither travel nor battle, the boy's adventure now begins. After behind the hometown, he traveled through the many mountains and forests. Roy finally arrives at a small country kingdom called the Kingdom of Ceylon. Tracia is a girl waiting for Roy to come back in their hometown, Joanna, a port town. These are fantastic names here. Tracia is a full-scale role-playing game made up of 5 different scenarios, offering a definitive, romantic, fantasy, love, and adventure. Okay, so yeah, this is one of the most boring, most generic games you will ever play. The screen is completely filled up with all this information that you just don't need. It's just there blocking things, but at the same time you have these massively huge maps. So a lot of times you'll be roaming around and there won't be any barriers shown, so it just seems like this vast open area and you don't know where you're going. There's no maps, there's no mini map, there's no nothing to tell you anything about where you're going. It's just everything's mazy. You go through these forests and you're turned around constantly. It's mazy, it's huge, it's freaking annoying. There's random encounters with battles that take forever. It is turn-based. It has that going for it, but here's the deal. It's like this top-down battle system where you have to slowly walk to every single enemy, slowly do your attacks, slowly do this and that, and the enemies have tons of HP, and these battles take forever, and you do no damage to them at all. There are magical spells here, but honestly, it's why bother? a lot of times, like, your actual mage will deal more damage with, like, a bow than it will with its spells, and in order to use the spells, you have to be completely 100% lined up with the monster, and then, you know, cast your fireball or whatever and hit it. So you're pretty much always attacking, and then you're healing. And then, as like the creme de la creme, if your hero Roy dies, it's a game over. Wow, it is great gameplay. Yeah, it is generic as generic can be. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that this is, you know, the best game ever on Genesis. It's such a hidden gem or a classic or whatever, because it's not. It was hidden, but hidden for a reason. This is not a good game. So it's just kind of interesting as to why they are choosing this one to bring over. Maybe they're just bringing over all the Telenet games. I'm not entirely sure. But I want to hear from you. What do you think of the game? Is it one of your childhood favorites? Do you have a soft spot for it? And if so, why? Because I played it and I didn't have any soft spots for it whatsoever. Let me know if you'll be getting it, and let me know in the comments. And as always, have a good day.